having a YouTube channel, especially one where people comment on a lot of videos, and having a library of videos, as many videos as I do, I have the little YouTube app on my phone, and so that's how I kind of read most of your guys' comments, as they just kind of pop up on a rolling feed on my phone. So I see most of them. And I saw one comment that was on an old video about Jumptown, remember when, and it was just saying who's running Jumptown tourism in 2020 or something to that effect. Jumptown being at one point this highly profitable feature in the game, but it also came with a pretty hefty amount of risk. And it has since been curtailed by the limitation of how many goods that you can sell to Grim Hex, to the point that it's just not profitable or worth it anymore. Literally buying and trying to sell drugs in game in a quantity that's, better than just say straight up running smuggling missions, it just doesn't exist for time invested. It's actually one of the worst investments in the game currently, when you'd think it would be one of the best. It should just be more challenging, but the game just simply hasn't caught up in terms of features, in terms of law enforcement, in terms of the challenges that they can put in your way to make those. So the artificial system that limits how much you can sell at Grim Hex is basically just kind of reduced that once fun and exciting feature of the game, once one of the most redeeming features of the game. It has just reduced it to just a waste of time, which is kind of unfortunate. The black market for illicit substances in Star Citizen in those earlier versions was actually something that drove a lot of gameplay. It was something that made Star Citizen feel more like the game we hope that it's going to become. It was this resource that players were fighting over. Sometimes they were cooperating with it. There was so much gameplay that just evolved from it. And unfortunately, it was a system that, as we drove towards the permanence of the money that we make, it became curtailed. And I would say far too heavily. Far too heavily. Jumptown was a place that just, it brought the Star Citizen universe to life. It made the experience of playing the game much more rewarding and much more fun and challenging. It was such a great feature. Now, as the universe has expanded, of course, we have found many other drug labs. And I think that in the future, we should look at, if not immediately, we should look at kind of reinvigorating this industry. I mean, smuggling is something that we have in-game currently. You can be scanned by the police. You can be found carrying illicit substances. You can be, charged with a crime. You can earn, crime stat, all that sort of thing. All these things are in place, but what we're not doing is we're not just re-enabling the crime now. And I think that it's time to kind of re-enable it, to kick those doors open. You look around, you go, okay, smuggling a few crates here and there just really isn't all that profitable. I want to make more money. Maybe it's time to open up locations like the orphanage, like the little stash house on Chellin, like the little stash house on Daymar, and so on and so forth. And maybe look at doing something a little bit more intricate to, kind of liven up the drug trade. Let's say Jumptown specializes in Widow, whereas a place on Daymar maybe, specializes in Space Reefer. Or, let's say another place specializes in, whichever drug. You want this, you got to go here. You want this, you got to go there. And you got to find these places first. You have to be involved in the criminal underworld. You have to do a little smuggling to figure out where these places are. You got to figure out a way how to memorize your way to that location and say, okay, now I know where I'm going. If I need to pick this stuff up, it's not just a case of go to this location on a map that's clearly marked that you can quantum right to. You have to be able to say, go to this moon, find the landmarks, and then fly to that location. Make it a little bit more sophisticated. Make it a little bit more rewarding, the way that Jumptown was in the beginning. And look at maybe even adjusting certain landing sites. Like maybe Area 18, Space Reefer is legal in Area 18, whereas it's illegal in New Babbage. Maybe they allow alcohol, but another place doesn't, or, whatever the local party culture is, they have what they allow and what they don't allow. And players have to kind of negotiate with all these things. They have to think, where am I going to go to pick it up? Is that place going to be sealed off? Let's say someone is camping that location. Then I have to be smart enough to come in on stealth, look and see, okay, there's people here. Maybe I don't want to risk it. No, you know what? I'm going to go to Daymar. I'm going to go to Chelon. I'm going to go anywhere. I'm going to go pick up a different substance and take it to a different place. So every time that you log on, you have to change things around depending on the circumstances at the time. It's not immediately profitable. It's not something that you can just say, oh, okay, it's like running missions. Let's say if you have a particular mission loop that you're fond of in Elite Dangerous between, this system and this system. It's very short jumps, kind of like Ceos and Sothis in Elite Dangerous. I'm just using that as the example because that's what I did to earn federal rep to get my federal Corvette and to make the money. I was just bouncing back and forth between landing sites at these two systems. Not make it so formulaic as that, but make it kind of something that kind of changes with the people who are on the server and what they're doing, and kind of having to know, okay, I can't go here, I have to go there. Something that puts a little challenge into it, but allows you to make more money as a result. I think something like that being brought back to Star Citizen, much like the classic Jumptown was, is something that will introduce a lot more rewarding gameplay, and it'll make the PU start to feel again like an actual game, just minus a lot of features, and make the gameplay much more entertaining and rewarding, and give people a reason to kind of get back into it, rather than just kind of, I want to use the WoW example, being raid loggers, where it's like, okay, it's raid night, and we all log in together, play for 2 hours, okay, done my thing, okay, now I'm done for the week. And with Star Citizen, it's kind of like that. The new patch comes out, everybody logs in, tries it out for a week, maybe 2, and then they're like, okay, see you in 3 months or 4, depending. So I think bringing Jumptown, bringing the drug trade back to the universe, if it's done intelligently and done in a way that puts the onus on the player to be smart about how they go about it, yes, it can still be rewarding. I think that that's a good thing, and I think that that's something that should definitely be brought back to the universe. How, is CIG going to implement something like this? I think that they can. I think that it's fairly low impact on their workflow to kind of make these alterations into the existing universe. I hope that they do. I hope that they listen. I hope that they do, because the more I look at the upcoming features for Star Citizen for the rest of the year, 2020 is not looking to be like a great year. It kind of feels like it's going to be another 2017. So, I don't know. Something to think about.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.